What's up, LEGO fans? The Stud Factory here with the speed build and review, this time of set 75350. That's the Clone Commander Cody helmet from 2023. So, looking at the box, and quick disclaimer, I almost always get rid of my boxes, so I'm not a huge box guy, but I dig this one. It's not flashy, but I like the pictures of Cody. I like the kind of aura going on behind the pictures of the set. I appreciate that this clearly goes towards the adults welcome collector crowd. So with that, let's break this guy open and let's get these bricks. Very satisfying to break open. And inside we have 5 numbered bags. Manual. And, unfortunately, a sticker sheet. The manual itself, though, is super nice. I love the sleek cover. I also really appreciate that it has a little tribute to Cody here. Feel free to pause to take a closer look, but I feel like that's something you don't usually see in smaller sets like this. A sort of Ultimate Collector Series touch. Flipping through, it'll take 148 pages, 322 steps to do this whole thing. And we can see it's got a sleek back cover as well. Here's the sticker sheet up close. You hate to see it. So let's get building. And I found the build to be super fun and intuitive. I think it's very simple, but as you go, there's still some really cool building techniques that keep you interested. It starts with a, kind of just build a frame cube. And the cube has a few pieces on it so you can tell which side is which. And this will be the foundation of the entire helmet as you go. You also, at this surprisingly early stage, are already building the face shield. The next bag is the top of the head, where you kind of just build on that cube to make just, you know, the round dome of the clone head. And I gotta say, but building that like half sphere at the top of the head, it's very fun. Building spherical parts with Legos is just very satisfying. So with the third bag, we switch gears. First, we build the black base, which then what we've already done for the head can pop right onto that. And then next, which I thought was a really clever way for them to do this, but you start making external plates for various sides of the head, the front, and these plates all form the contours and have the external details. So that's how they do the contours of the helmet. It's really cool, and it's very satisfying snapping them onto the helmet foundation you have. All right, we're past the halfway point, and we're continuing to build panels here that snap onto the head frame in various ways. Right now we're building the back panel, and then we're gonna build some more side panels. The way the panels snap around each other is also super cool. Like the side panels just fit in perfectly with each other, and they kind of fit onto hinges, so they're tilted a bit. And with the way that the top of the panels face the outside of the build, there's a lot more room for detail. And then last here, we're building onto the face shield a little bit more. Then the last step is building a few different face panels that fit together in an especially satisfying way. You put in the black visor piece at the bottom, and then 2 side angular pieces kind of frame it. Then you build the fin, the antenna, stick the little printed nameplate on the stand, and you're done. So final thoughts on the build. The stickers suck, but the panels and the way they fit together so snugly is so clever. So super fun build, and it comes together into an absolutely astonishing final product. I grew up with the prequels, so I'm a little biased, but I think that Phase 1 armor looks just so cool. And the plates perfectly nail every contour of the armor. Even though Cody appears only in the movies in Phase 2 armor in Revenge of the Sith, I think it was a great idea to use the Phase 1 armor Cody from the Clone Wars animated show. It's just a great combo. The helmet looks so awesome, and especially with the orange popping it out. Like how I alluded to in the build, I especially love how they did the visor, where it's kind of a black underpiece to get the Mandalorian visor-esque look of the Phase 1 helmet, and then there's these angular pieces on the side that frame it. I think they really nailed it. Like, it looks perfectly accurate. It's just awesome. It's so clever. It's so cool. There's lots of other cool details with clone armor too. Like, unfortunately it is done with stickers, but you can see the side vents here. And then on the back, there's the like little circular guy that is always on the back of their helmets. And Cody's details in particular, the fin, the face shield, the antenna, I think the orange of them just so perfectly makes the already great clone armor pop just as a display piece. I think this really couldn't be a better choice for a helmet. It was my favorite helmet, and when I was deciding which one to buy, this was a very easy choice for the first one. One detail I especially appreciate is adding the little helmet light here. Very fun. Reminds me of like the Clone Wars episodes where they go to Geonosis that are like horror movies almost, and they're shining the lights. And to illustrate another aspect of just how wonderfully it all fits together, you can see that this side panel, and it's the same on the other side, it just hinges in between these guys, and it's so cool how they did it. And it adds that angular side instead of just being a straight line. Super cool. Oops. There, now I can organically show one of the few problems I have with the set, which is that the plate's cool, it's printed, I really appreciate that, but it just does not want to stay on, which doesn't super matter, it's a display piece, but it's just a pain. When you're moving it, it's really, really easy to break it off, any sort of pressure, boop. But at least it's very easy to put back together. Outside of how flimsy the nameplate is though, it's remarkably stable. The stand is very well set, it's not moving, you can tilt it around and the helmet doesn't pop off the stand or anything, so wherever you put it, it's gonna stay. I do unfortunately have one very small nitpicky accuracy complaint. I think they really nail the helmet in every way, down to pretty much every last detail, except for the mouthpiece. You can see the half orange sun sticker. First of all, it sucks that it's a sticker. You can see that I didn't exactly put it on straight, so that's more of a skill issue than anything else. But it shouldn't have been a sticker at all. It probably should have been a little printed plate with a small little black mouth vent, because all the Phase 1 clones have a little black mouth vent, and it's just strangely conspicuously absent from here. Unless you're really looking for it, you won't notice, but it is an accuracy problem. It is probably worth noting too that the antenna does move. I don't know why you'd want to move it. Like, you could kind of do the rangefinder thing, but it's not a rangefinder. That'd be kind of silly, but you can do that if you want. It is just a radio antenna as far as I know, but some functionality there. As far as value goes, this set is $69.99 USD for 766 pieces, so I think that's a pretty good value. It's above the 1 piece percent kind of ratio, so not anything egregious. I think for what you get, it's such a cool display piece that it's totally worth it. If there's one thing I think they could improve value-wise, I think it would be really nice to have a minifigure that integrates with the stand, like a little Cody figure, kind of like how the droid set pieces do. But this is kind of a smaller price point, and they haven't done that for any of the other helmets, so that would really put it above the extra mile, but I think as is, for such an aesthetically pleasing set, it's more than worth the price. Oops, just popped the fin off. The fin probably shouldn't hold it by the fin. So in terms of overall thoughts, I love it, to be short. The box was cool, although not flashy, but I'm not a huge box person, so for what it's worth, I like it, but that doesn't really matter much to me. The build was amazing, minus the stickers. The way the plates come together is just so satisfying. It's extremely impressive how they use those engineering techniques to nail the contours of the helmet. The final build is amazing. Like, there's the little mouthpiece issue, but that's really only an issue if you're looking for it. It looks almost exactly how it should. It's so cool. And as a huge fan of the clone helmet aesthetics, I'm just in love with this set. And the value's good on top of all that. Again, they could go the extra mile with a figure, but they didn't. And as is, I still think it's great value, and it all comes together for me to give 2 thumbs up. I love this set. It's one of my favorites in recent memory. I personally think it's the best looking out of all the helmets. So the Cody helmet, or as LEGO likes to call him, the Clone Commander Cody helmet, comes highly, highly recommended from me. I love it. That's about all for this review. Make sure to like and subscribe for more LEGO content from the Stud Factory, and peace out.